Welcome to Life on the Watercress Line. In this series we follow the activities of the line throughout the year. We go behind the scenes and see all aspects of the operation. Episode 11. The Driving and Firing Experience, Part 3. I have, again, reduced the background noise. I have done this so that you can hear the instructions being given to the trainees and also other footplate conversations. However, there still are times when you will need to listen very carefully. We now rejoin Cheltenham for the next section, uphill back to Ropley. I seem to have drawn the short straw and have to fire the train as we go uphill again.
Two or three now down about halfway on the left.
We've come to a stop outside Ropley for signals, waiting for the clearance to go into the station. If we're here too long, I'm going to have to put more coal on, I suppose.
It's all downhill now, in every sense of the word. The 9F's well clear, isn't it? I don't know what,
Yeah, damage clear now.
there we go.
Release the brake right off.
So he's actually letting us into the platform on a shunting signal rather than the home signal.
Ah,
What's called,
yeah.
It's called a shunting, a disc shunt signal.
Ease it down. Touch more, touch more. Leave it there. Ease it back. Ease it back. Ease it back a bit more. Look.
Starting on a hill is not the easiest thing to do.
Not in this engine, sir.
Keep going. Keep going. A little bit more. Better than all you can keep going past it. Ease it back. Just a touch. Touch more. Leave it there. Leave it there. Okay, shut the brake loader now, all the way down. Lovely. Turn yourself round, right hand on the brake. That's better. You should get the hang of it, don't you? Here's Adrian coming down now. I'll do it.
Coming into the platform, braking slowly, and coming to a
Come
halt.
to a stop, pull the brake all the way down with it. Now do now. All the way down. And call out, put the handbrake on. Handbrake, please.
Oh, that's it. We'll turn that all the way around.
It'll be a one then.
We take a break in Ropley for a tour around the workshops, guided by our fireman.
You haven't seen nothing yet. This is a small machine shop. But they'll make medium to small new components from scratch. I mean, you just can't go down to Halfords and buy a spare part. You know, most components are machined up from scratch. So this is the large machine shop. The bearing material is called white nickel, which is a very soft, low melting point one. It doesn't last that long, but it's quick to renew. So you just whip the axle box off, fill it full of white metal, stick it on the machine, plane it smooth, stick it back on. These guys are all volunteers. So most days of the week there's a group of volunteers. So yesterday I'd have been one of them. I come in on a Wednesday. This is a standard 4 as well. So this is in the process of restoration. And we've got another one exactly the same in service, parked out there, which we'll walk past in a minute. much you know about the different designers in the different regions, but this that's a standard engine, which means it would have been 1950s built, based on an LMS design, I think, but once standardisation came in, you could see them anywhere in the country. Whereas this fellow here was a southern region engine and would not really have left southern rails. So it might have gone down to Ilfracombe perhaps, because the southern went down there, but it wouldn't have gone much further north than probably Oxford or anywhere like that. And this is a West Country designer called the designer, the chief mechanical engineer, I should say, of the southern region through the 40s was a chap called Oliver Bulleid, who had some quite radical ideas, such as this fairing, which wasn't very successful really. In the early 50s, they had them all back in, had most of them back in, and took it all off. And underneath was a perfectly ordinary, beautiful-looking engine, actually. So these are called light Pacifics. Yeah. And then he made one called a heavy Pacific, which were named were merchant navies like Canadian Pacific.
It's got chain gear, isn't it?
Yes, that's right, which used to set fire to the oil baths. Now this isn't as near restoration as it looks because there's no boiler in there. It's in the boiler shop. So all that will come off again to put the boiler in, but they're just getting it so it fits really. So what you can see beyond the so-called King's Cross Bridge there is new in about 2010, and about a month after I opened it burnt to the ground with a welding accident. But amazingly the insurance paid out very promptly and it was all back up and running after 6 months. But what was amazing was at this end you've got the carriage shop and the other half is the boiler shop. And there's a fire door between the two, which worked. So the carriage shop was totally destroyed. Yeah. The boiler shop was unharmed. Smoke damage, but basically unharmed. This is an engine called a Black 5, which was a real workhorse, I should say, workout of British Railways. They built 850 of them, and it became the standard 5 because it was so good that even 20 years down the line, they barely changed it. But that went out of service last week when its 10 years ran out. And I was the last fireman on it.
Were you?
Yeah. I didn't know, it was just my turn to fire. And so there's lots of press here and photographers and enthusiasts.
Does that get rebuilt now?
Yes, but it's probably be quite a long way down the pecking order, maybe 2 or 3 years before that comes
so
back.
that's boiler overhaul now.
Boiler overhaul. And that means boiler off, everything. Yeah. I suppose it probably is my favourite engine. We all loved it. This engine here is a quite famous engine called the Lord Nelson, which was a class, but this is Lord Nelson. But that went out of ticket about 2 years ago. Very powerful engine because you can see the 2 cylinders on a typical engine like this. That's got 2 more in the middle. So it's actually got twice as much power as a 2-cylinder engine. It's actually got 4. But it's a night, you saw all the corks and things. Yeah. There's 120 there that the driver has to visit every morning. You can always tell the paid staff from the volunteers, because the paid staff sit around drinking tea all the time, and all the volunteers in there were really working hard, weren't they?
Make sure you're working.
Well, this has progressed from when I saw it a couple of months
the
ago.
Coach.
Yes. It was much ropier looking 2 months ago.
A year ago, this would have been a completely hollow shell, roof and floor and nothing else. So every shred of timber framework is all newly crafted from mahogany. I actually used to teach computer-aided design, and I still dabble in it. So, So I designed all of the panel work.
And now we return to our locomotive Cheltenham. I'm the driver for the final section. But as you'll hear, I forgot that the handbrake was on, even though I was the person who was responsible for setting it.
Yeah, but we're going forwards.
Oh. Sorry.
You want to go home? Good.
Yeah, we've got to go forwards to go backwards.
As far as you can.
Is that 60
Try
now?
not to...
Yeah.
Right, okay. Turn that one round at 10 o'clock.
Sorry, that one.
Here. And you went...
Okay. Do that. Push the brake handle up and run into position. When it gets up to 21, pull your handle all the way down. Off you go. So what are you going to do now?
Good.
No.
Slightly to the right.
Other side.
Oh yes, handbrake, which I spent ages putting on.
Right. There you go. Right, there we started. Now you can release the brake line off. Take the brake off, push it up. Handbrake is off. Okay, thank you. Not yet, not bad. One more thing to do. That was good. Yeah, probably one more like that. We'll shut the door. Down there.
Oh.
Pull it backwards, push it down. All there. Oh, give it up.
Sorry, I didn't do that last time.
Have a look in front of you. You've got the signal.
Yep.
You know the token hung up over the other side.
Yep, I saw that get on the train.
Crack the regulator open. Choose the move forward. Advanced starters clear. Oh yeah. Okay, leave the regulator where it is. Put that down to 35 now. See where it's gone. Quite a spark. It's alright. But ideally, slightly further right where it's really thin. See your next signal clear.
Yep.
Section signal. With that, you know, we're more or less right all the way to the signals down at Alresford. Right, shut the regulator. All the way down. Fine.
Remarkable how little you can see.
Yeah, but this is where the cheap work comes in.
Yeah.
Because if you go where the pink can see each side, what's going on. When you've got to go where the left-hand corner, you've got a lot more vision. What's that? Right, put your hand on the brake. Bring the needle down to 15. You can get the brake on. Very gently. Hey, feel what's going down. Release the brake right off. Again. That's it. Right, you can't last on the good minute. See a whistle. Okay. That's clear. That's good. Right hand on the brake. Yes. Keep being wary of this cross. In case anyone's about. Lord Nelson. Oh, good. These brakes on the tank engine. Let it roll.
Sorry?
Just let it roll because we're going down. Right down to 15 again. Now release it right off. Down to 15.
Sorry.
And release it. You have a look now, you can see the signal. Yellow one, then I'll pass it every morning.
I can't.
Yeah. See now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I know where I'm looking at.
Is that signal clear?
Yeah.
Both the next two signals will be clear, or we'll be going into platform 1. Right by the signal line. Oh, thinking of it. As we get near past these trees, you should see the next signal. We won't be getting out of this signal?
Ah, yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the hard up there,
Matter of knowing where to look.
yeah. Quickly open the regulator a bit. This is the screen for the injectors. Go on, keep going. Go on, through the whole. Leave it there. Right, now shut the regulator. Lovely. Bring it down to 15. And release one. That's something right up. Down to 15 again. It's pretty different. Tell everyone, release your mind off. We want 5 minutes to go before we go. Make the one any good. And we're going to get a cup of tea. Of course. That's his tea, isn't it? Can you? He makes me drink it, I don't want it. No, I know, I understand now. Bring it down to 15. Hold it at 15. Get away in about 5 minutes or so. Hold it at 15. When we come to a complete stop, we'll be handed down. Turn that one off. Put the engine back in mid-gear, please. Excellent. Right, need to pop your gloves there, gentlemen. And mine. Yeah, of course. Do as you're told. And then your overall, if you go back to where your overalls, where you got your overalls from, there should be a black, is it black? There's a bin there for the dirty laundry. Okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
David.
Thank you very good.
All right.
Yep.
Great day, thank you.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Good.
Thank you very much.
Okay, pleasure, yeah. I hope you got what you wanted.
That's great.
Good.
I really enjoyed it. Have to have another birthday now.
Thank you.
Did you have fun?
Oh, yeah.
It's brilliant, wasn't it? Here, thanks a lot.
So what did you think of it? Oh, it was brilliant. Really, really good. And what did you think of it?
Great fun. But I wouldn't want to work.
Having reached Alresford without any incident, it was time to say goodbye and return our overalls so that they could be laundered and fresh for the next group. My thanks to our driver and fireman for a wonderful experience. It's something that I'll always remember. If you would like to try this for yourself, or maybe you know someone else who would like to do it. If so, click the link below where you'll find all the details. This podcast has been made by the Mr. T Podcast Studio. Thank you very much for listening.